Oskaloosa Indians basketball action is on the air.
Brought to you by Mahaska, Bank Iowa, Clow Valve Company, Kelly Style Insurance, Oskaloosa Area Chamber, Petrito Orthodontics, Hawkeye Real Estate, Swim Sports, Awards and Screen Printing, Raymond James Financial Services, William Penn University, Fairway, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Roxfort's Decorating Center, Pella Printing, Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Robert Auld Investments, and Mahaska Drug. And now, live Oskaloosa basketball action
on the No Coast Network.
The marching band, the Oskaloosa Marching Indians, working in the pep band here tonight as part of the final doubleheader here at the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium in the regular season, as the Oskaloosa Indian boys are warming up along with the Pella Little Dutch boys. Just quickly, let's recap the girls basketball game. Final score, Pella defeated Oskaloosa 70-32. Marley Denberger led the Indians with 14 points and 4 rebounds. Ashley Dross led all of the Indians with 7 rebounds. She also had 4 points and a block. Also in the scoring column, Mary Nelson had 5, Jillian Jennings had 4, Lindsay Holmbrook had 3, 1 point each for Emma Kelderman and Amanda Fay. On the other side for Pella, they had a huge game from Emily Holterhouse. The junior had 29 points and 14 rebounds to go along with 6 steals. And 8 points for Chloe Van Vliet to go along with 3 assists and a couple of steals. 11 points for Erica Bosser. She got in double figures late, also had 4 steals in the game as well. So Pella also forced, by my count of course unofficial, but 31 turnovers, including several early to get themselves out to a 19-2 lead. And they were able to coast their way to the finish line with a 70-32 victory. The Oskaloosa boys, as mentioned, are warming up. When we come back, Coach I will break down the matchup and set it up. When we come back, it's Oskaloosa basketball on the No Coast Network.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Can I get some help?
So happy. Oh.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Experience and talent can take you far in the game of basketball, and the same is true for real estate. Hawkeye Real Estate in Oskaloosa has the largest pool of experienced real estate professionals ready to assist you through the home buying or selling process. Make the slam dunk choice and get the job done with an experienced and talented Hawkeye agent. See what the most experienced can do for you. Call 641-673-MOVE or visit us at hawkeye-re.com. Proud sponsor of the Oskaloosa Indians' new Dunkometer.
We're back here live from the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. Emery Songer alongside William Penn men's basketball coach John Henry, as we are about 7.5 minutes away from the opening tap between the Pella Little Dutch and the Oskaloosa Indians. Oskaloosa now sits at 16-2 after an excellent game against Norwalk, where they just came up short. Some late game scenarios that I'm sure Coach Parker is glad that they were able to work out in a regular season game. But with that loss, Coach, the conference championship is still up for grabs. Technically, Oskaloosa controls their own destiny with a win tonight and a win on Friday against Indianola. They can clinch with no help from Norwalk, and if Norwalk happens to lose either tonight or on Friday, it only takes one more win for the Indians to lock up the conference. Either way, though, this Pella team 10-8 overall, 5-7 in the Little Hawkeye, coming off a couple of rough losses at home against Norwalk, 66-49. That's to be expected. Norwalk's a very good team, but then losing on the road at Newton, 68-64, and a tight one on Friday. They're looking to bounce back from that. And then if you look at the last two games, Dow Center Grimes at home on Friday, and then they round out their schedule with a game in the non-conference next Tuesday at home against a Mount Pleasant team that is going to be yearning for another state run. So
that's at Pella?
It's at Pella.
What day of the week is that?
That's the same night that Sheraton will be here.
Okay, never mind.
You're about to take a look at somebody?
No, I just wanted to check that out.
But, yeah, that'll be going on, though. Coach Derek Schulte, I am very familiar with from his days as the Montezuma boys basketball coach, and he had a lot of success there. Oskaloosa didn't play very well and still beat this team by 27. We won't know the seeding of this district and sub-state that these two teams are a part of until later this week. But the smart money is Oskaloosa is not going to only be the #1 team, but it's going to come down between Pella and Carlisle for the #2 seed. So this very well could be a sub-state final preview for Oskaloosa, and of course a site yet to be determined.
Well, and this game for Pella is big because you want to make sure you get the 2 seed over Carlisle.
That would mean hosting the district championship.
Right. You don't want to you don't want to fall down to 10-9 and have them win a couple games. What's Carlisle's record?
I have to check. That's
I think it's right
question.
around 500 too.
Did you expect Pella to be 5-7 in the Little Hawkeye at this point?
No, I did not. I think me and you talked, during the summer and fall. I thought they'd be, record-wise, I thought they'd be a little bit better than they are. But I don't, we're not at practice every day. We don't see all the Pella games. Maybe they're improving, internally, new coaching staff, all that. So me and you talked off air. We think that next year they'll be really good again because they return so many of the junior starters.
Carlisle enters tonight action, if you're wondering, with a record of 10-6.
Okay, so this would be pretty important for Pella.
It's up for grabs, no doubt. By the way, there's still a handful of games left on the schedule for Carlisle. They play tonight at 8 a.m. Then they have a game at Pleasantville on Thursday. They play Carroll at home on Friday, play Knoxville at home on Monday, and then at North Polk to finish the season next Tuesday. So that's interesting scheduling, Coach. You look at this, they play on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. In an 8-day span, they are playing 5 games.
Yeah, who does their schedule?
I don't know, but that's messy, especially considering the fact that you're going to be jumping right into district play about less than a week after that.
Yeah,
so
that is messy.
Either way, that's what we're looking at. That's going to be a matchup between Pella and Carlisle for the seeds, at least, on the what we would fully expect from what we saw in that sub-state, those to be the #2 and #3 seeds. But Oskaloosa has to feel good about that sub-state, and they'd feel probably a lot better with a comfortable win here, especially considering, Coach, coming off a loss. You didn't play that great against Newton on Tuesday here in this gym. That was the only game decided by less than 18 points in this gymnasium all season long. And here are your arch rivals that you've had a really tough time beating in any sport for the last few years, the last several years, to be honest. You have an opportunity to get a season sweep against them in a sport that they've gone to state in the last 5 years.
Yeah, this is a big game. Not only that, it's senior night. We've got a lot of seniors that have been playing and starting for several years, so it's a big deal to them. Tanner's a 4-year starter. Nunakoven, Tucker. These kids have Cruz, they've all been doing this for such a long time, and this is senior night against your arch rival, so I'm expecting them to come out with a lot of emotion. They haven't played well lately. It's time to kick the rust off that and get a good game with a good effort tonight.
You would recall last year Oskaloosa traveled for a conference matchup against Newton, and got just the doors blown off of them, and then didn't lose for the next 9 games en route to the sub-state final. So maybe that loss against Norwalk, albeit only a 4-point loss, but maybe that kind of kickstarts them back into playing their brand of basketball, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage of that here tonight. Oskaloosa still averages about 69.5 points per game, and that's despite not getting over 60 points at all in the last, I don't know, 3 weeks.
That's the thing that I was going to touch on is averaging 69, and the last 2 games has been, what, 55 and 56?
You can go back to 5 games, and they haven't gone over 60.
Yeah, offensively, we have been, not clicking at all, and we just need to get it going. Shoot the ball with a little more confidence.
On the other side, Pella comes in averaging about 60 points per game. Percentage-wise, these teams aren't even close. Pella only shoots at about 43% from the floor and 34% from 3. Oskaloosa at 54.5% from the field and an unbelievable 41.5% from 3. And they have 5 guys who have at least 15 made threes on the season. So they don't worry about that very much at all. And Pella also is worse than free throw shooting. Oski right at 60%, Pella at 56.5%. So overall, Oskaloosa has the advantages in terms of efficiency. It's a matter of trying to take care of the basketball, getting the shots that you want, and they want to play. I would imagine Oskaloosa will want this game to be played at a fast pace.
Absolutely. We want to get it and go and have a lot of possessions and get our break going. We're best when we're moving on the break and finishing in transition. To do that, you got to get stops, or you got to get the ball in quickly. And that's what Newton and a little bit of Norwalk did is they held the ball longer and frustrated us, and then when they did score, got back and stopped our transition. We want to get the break going.
Oskaloosa and Pella back to their benches. We're getting set for the starting lineups for both of these teams. Pella wearing their forest green uniforms. Pella across the chest in white. White numbers on the front and the back. They'll shoot at our left hoop here in this first half. Oskaloosa wearing their white uniforms trimmed in gray and maroon. The gray numbers on the front and the back. Indians in gray across the chest in block lettering. They'll be shooting at our right hoop here in the first half as well. Let's go ahead and get the starters first for Derek Schulte and his Pella Little Dutch. And we'll wait, of course, for the PA to also introduce these guys. And here we go. 5'11" sophomore Logan Shetterly. He's going to be in the backcourt for the Dutch, as well as Ryan Gustafson, a 6'1" junior. A very good all-around athlete, was the quarterback for the football team. Senior Landon Vanderleest, who had the best game against Oskaloosa in the first meeting between the teams for the Dutch. He's 6'3". 6'2" senior Lucas Warner. And then rounding out the 5 is the big fella, 6'6" junior Nick DeYoung. Oh, and that's what Coach Schulte has drawn up for the starting 5.
Do you think when the final Warner graduates, it'll be like when the Tuckers?
They probably should. I mean, it feels like
give them a senior night just like we did the Tuckers, because
I mean, if the Warner brothers didn't have it copyrighted, I'd make Warner Brothers shirts.
I actually went to high school with their dad.
Spencer Tucker's going to start our starting lineup here for Oskaloosa, 6' senior, the sharpshooter. As we just mentioned, his family, what a fantastic career he's had, and his entire siblings as well, as Canada Cock, the 5'11" senior guard, leads the nation in charges according to his senior sheet. And then, of course, the big fella, senior, or sophomore rather, 6'11", Xavier Foster. Cole Henry is the 6'9" junior. And finally, Jared Cruz, another senior, 6'5", rounds out the 5 for the Indians. But Warner and that whole clan, I mean, I talked about it a little in the girls' game. It just feels like everybody's kind of related that's coming through the system right now for Pella, and they're kind of getting them out, like Holterhouse, Donovan Holterhouse to Emily Holterhouse. On this team, you have a couple of Warners that are still on this team. A DeYoung, Avery Van Zee is going to be coming off their bench tonight for basketball, so, and he's a great baseball and football player as well. So, having athletes is great. Now it's just a matter of the development of these younger guys that we aren't super familiar with for Pella.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Coach Schultz was the right hire.
He's a good dude. Really good dude, and he's a good basketball mind. We'll see as Foster tips this right to Pella.
That doesn't happen very often. That's not winning the tip.
Nope. He did tip it, though. Pella ball to start the game. They shoot at our left basket here, first quarter action. The 10-8 Dutch, 5-7 in the Little Hawkeye as DeYoung kicks it out. Shetterly thought about 3, lost the handle. Now he'll stutter step, kick it out. Vanderleest will drive, and they're going to call a foul underneath. And this one is going to be
Cruz.
Jared Cruz.
I didn't see it, though.
Me neither.
Stolen away by Cruz on the inbound.
Right away, Jared Cruz gets
back.
a steal, and then going the other way on the other steal and getting the finish is Ryan Gustafson. You like him, Coach?
I like him a lot. I had the pleasure of coaching him and DeYoung with my son on an AAU team, and they were really good kids to coach.
Well, we'll see what he does development-wise as well. Here's Tucker for Oskaloosa, their first offensive possession for real this time. It is DeCock to the top of the key. They swing it. Henry for Foster, who misses the shot long. Rebound, though, by Tanner DeCock. Kicks it out. Tucker, he wants to drive. Little floater. I thought he was going to try to time the lob, but it wasn't timed well.
Yeah, I think he saw Xavier late. I think he was already in the air, but that could be something we could see later.
Here into the front court are the Little Dutch. 2-2 is our score. That was a good adjustment by Tucker to finish the little floater. Here's Gustafson, long three, right wing knocked down. He can do that for you all day.
If he gets it going, that's not a good thing for Oski anyway.
Shetterly the assist. Here are the Indians. Henry will get it to DeCock, who gets it back well outside the arc on the right wing. Tucker finds a cutting Cruz, then to the short corner. Here's Henry. He'll bump his way down low. Little underhanded flip to Foster, but he lost it initially, and he'll kick it back out so the offense can reset. Actually, it's going to be a volleyball three on the way by Tucker, and it gets a friendly bounce off the back iron and straight through.
It shot straight up in the air and came straight down and in.
Interesting.
We'll take it.
Don't see that too often. 5 apiece. 6 minutes to go first quarter. Pella with the ball. It is Gustafson. Charge. Well, that national lead continues to grow.
One more to the national lead there. And he didn't even have to fall for that one.
No. The guy is just, Mozart has his not his paintings. Mozart has his music. Picasso has his paintings. Madonna has her photo shoots. And Tanner DeCock has his.
Okay, you lost me there.
Lost you on Madonna?
Yeah, just get with the play-by-play.
My bad. Outside the left wing is Tucker to the top. Swung around from Cruz to DeCock. He'll go to the top. Henry gets a clean look, top of the key three. That's long, and the rebound bounces all the way out and taken by Lucas Warner. It is 5-all still. It is Shetterly in the front court. He'll hand it to Gustafson. He gets some space, fires it from 25, short. Henry had the rebound. It was knocked out of his hand, though. Vanderleest will get credit for the rebound. Good look underneath by Warner and a lay-in by DeYoung.
Weather the storm. Everything's fine.
Here's a bad pass as Tucker got caught in the air, but little volleyball tip over to Foster, who's able to slam it home.
And the Dunkometer goes from 51 to 52.
Dunkometer watch with Coach Henry. Shetterly, bad pass on a little bounce, goes out of bounds. It goes right back over to Oskaloosa with 4:59 left first quarter. 7-7 our score.
I see a local celebrity in attendance. Josh Sash, the assistant coach of UMKC, is in attendance tonight.
He's got his celebrity goggles on as well. As here is Cruz. Waves off the first screen, gets a second, then gets it over to DeCock. Into the corner, it's Henry. Henry, a nice jab step. He'll get into the paint and takes a big shot from DeYoung. Lost the ball, it goes out of bounds to Pella. 4:37 to go, first quarter. 3 turnovers for Pella, 2 for Oskaloosa here in the first few minutes, as the teams continue to feel each other out, trading baskets, 7-all. Walking ahead is Shetterly. Shetterly goes pick and roll. Nice catch by DeYoung. That was a tough catch.
They are doing what Norwalk did, using Xavier's man to ball screen high, but except for Pella's screener is rolling low.
Tucker to the left wing. It's Cruz. Cruz over to Henry on the right wing. He surveys, lets the offense develop. Goes back to the top. DeCock thought about 3. Instead, back to the right wing. It is Henry. He'll back in. A little scoop over to Foster again. Free throw line, Henry. He'll drive, kick it out. Tucker now will be left alone. Shoots a 30-footer. This one is long. Rebound loose. Cruz comes out of there with it for a second chance. Lob for Henry. Lays it off the glass and in.
Good pass by Jared. The length of Xavier got us that rebound.
9's up. Xavier was battling for it and eventually landed in the arms of Cruz. Good work on the offensive glass by the Indians.
I'm not sure I like us taking that many 30-footers this early in the game.
Ball knocked away by Cruz. Going the other way, here are the Indians. Nice little stutter step and then rejected by Shetterly. Rebound Vanderleest. Shetterly with a surprising block. He'll get a chance to punctuate it but misses the 3. Cruz, a nice rebound in traffic on this end. Wow. Logan Shetterly showing off his shot blocking ability. Here is a little leaner from Cruz in the paint, gets his own miss, and he'll go to the line, he'll shoot a couple. It's a nice physical game so far.
Yeah, it is so far, yeah.
3:04 to go. The foul is the first on Landon Vanderleest. Second team foul on Pella, and Jared Cruz goes to the line, 57%.
I think he knew he missed that when he shot it because he was right back up to get it back.
Maybe it was a pass to himself.
Maybe.
He gets two. The first one is right down the pipe. Nothing but net.
He's been shooting it much better lately.
He did well on Friday. The whole team shot pretty well on Friday.
Two late ones at Newton versus Newton too.
Yes,
so
he did.
He's been shooting a high percentage lately, and that's the best time of year to start doing that.
Second one on the way from Jared was short, and it was a miss, but he crossed the line anyways. Official watching that all the way said he stepped on the line before the ball hit the rim.
That he stepped on the line, or was it one of the other two?
I thought he pointed at Cruz and said you stepped on the line.
Okay.
Either way, a lane violation negates the free throw, and it is 10-9, Oski by 1. This is their first lead. It is Vanderleest. He crosses over, goes to the rim, nowhere to go, traveled. Good team defense by Oskaloosa.
Well, I think Xavier was about to wipe that out if he wouldn't have traveled. He was going to beat that off the wall.
It is the top of the 8 o'clock hour. We appreciate you joining us on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, radio KMZN.com, and MCG Channel 7 for our live video stream with the help of OVP here at Oskaloosa High School. Here's Tanner DeCock, a catch and shoot right wing three. That's off to the left. Not a miss you see too often. He's been money from three this year. Rebound Nick DeYoung. Pella down by one. Ball's lost. Henry comes out of there with it and tried a baseball pass. Eventually, it is going to be a foul on DeYoung on a loose ball as Foster was about to chase it down on this end of the floor.
Coach Parker is yelling at his guys to play inside out instead of outside in. I would definitely agree with that. You want to play to your strengths with your height with the three big boys.
Yeah, we already seen two Tucker specials from deep, one that went in, one that did not, as Cruz is going to be fouled on the little curl around the horn, and he'll go to the line for two more.
Great play design. You throw that ball to Ryan, Jared's the inbounder, and he curls off Cole in the middle of the lane. Ryan delivered the pass.
Ryan Yates, as Coach alluded to there, entered the game at the last dead ball, replacing DeCock. Cruz's first free throw rattles home. One more on the way for Cruz. And it is nothing but net.
Was that DeYoung's second foul?
I believe so. Indeed.
That's big.
He comes out of the game, by the way.
Much smaller without him in the game.
He is replaced, by the way, by Sam Warner, who just stands 6 foot tall. Up and under, crafty finish attempt by Vanderleest, and Foster's going to get called for the foul. We saw Vanderleest. He was really the only guy that had a semblance of a nice game for Pella in the first meeting between these two teams, and crafty's the right word. He reminds me a lot of Chloe Van Vliet of the girls team that we just watched.
Sure. And I'm sure they're cousins.
At some point, for Pella, there's got to be some tree that has the Vanderleest and Van Vliet connection. By the way, that was the first foul on Foster and the second team foul for the Indians. First free throw is missed by Vanderleest. His second will settle in the rim and in. Oskaloosa ball. They lead at 12-10, 2 minutes to play first quarter. Outside the right arc is Yates, goes down on the block. It's Henry. Henry finds an open Cruz in the corner, doesn't want the three. They'll play a little triangle action, and they'll settle it down outside the volleyball line here with Tucker. Tucker surveys. He's going to try to break down Shetterly. Goes cross court, finds an open Yates. His three is nothing but air, too long. A rebound, Lucas Warner. And here comes Pella with a chance to tie or take the lead. Shetterly, inside out dribble, kicks it out. On the drive is Sam Warner. Look at that up and under by Sam Warner off the bench.
I think we just got away with that. They can't do that. You see that?
Yeah, the inbound was really.
He can't be the first person to touch it when he comes out of bounds.
Either way, got away with one there, and Tucker immediately goes down the floor and hits a little running floater from 5 feet in the paint. Here is a tough finish with the left-hand scoop by Is thrown away again by Vanderleest, or Vanderleest gets the steal as it was Gustafson, and then go up challenging Foster is Vanderleest, and again the crafty little finish ties the game at 14.
I don't know why Xavier didn't just outlet it. They're hanging with us.
14 apiece here in the first quarter. Pella came to play and have a nice little student section. It's not nearly as full as the Norwalk game was a few weeks ago, as this one from mid-range missed by Tucker. They're giving him shots, and he's made a three, and he's made a couple of runners, but that's it.
We're putting our two big guys at the top of the key for the double screen. When he pulls up from there, they're not in rebounding position.
Looks like Coach Schulte's telling his guys be patient this trip. Under 20 seconds to play in the first quarter, and Pella a chance to end the first quarter with a lead. Shetterly in the center circle. Dribbles to his left, over to Vanderleest. 10 seconds now. Vanderleest gets a Warner screen. Over, cross court, is Gustafson.
Get up on him.
Gustafson, crossover. Up fake, little Euro, airballed a little floater, and that'll be the end of the first quarter.
If you're Pella, you're feeling pretty good. You're tied at 14 into the first, and you had the ball last.
We will take a short break, come back with the second quarter. As Coach mentioned, 14-all right here on the No Coast Network.
Are your kitchen cabinets dated and dingy? Before you go through the mess and expense of installing new cabinets, consider letting Lake Painting of New Sharon give your existing cabinets a facelift. Our process and products provide a factory finish at a fraction of the price. Hi, I'm Alan Lake, and we would love to help you achieve the look of a new kitchen without the headache of renovation. Call us today at 641-637-8015 for a free estimate. That's 641-637-8015.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
We are out of the timeout. We head to the second quarter. It is 14-14 between Oskaloosa and the Pella Little Dutch. The rivalry continues with the second quarter Oskaloosa ball. It is Yates, Tucker, Nunnikoven, and for the first time, Henry and Foster. Nunnikoven swings it to the left wing to Spencer Tucker. His family celebrated here earlier tonight. Nunnikoven goes to the top of the key. Henry swings it to the left wing. A lot of good motion. Tucker catch and shoot from 25. That's off to the left. Rebound Vanderleest. Oskaloosa running the offense through Tucker on the offensive end of the floor. It is Pella ball with Vanderleest on the left wing. Dribbles to his right, out beyond the volleyball line. Reed McGinley, 5'9" junior, comes in for the first time for Coach Schulte. Vanderleest eventually gets it over. Gustafson thought about it, then shoots it right over Yates and buries it.
You've got to get tighter on him. He doesn't need very much space. It's just a flip of the wrist.
8 points for him. Palming violation, Spencer Tucker. Fourth Oskaloosa turnover. Pella's turned it over 6 times, but with 6 turnovers, Coach, they're up 17-14.
Yeah. We just seem out of sync on offense.
As mentioned, Pella with a 3-point lead, 17-14. 7 minutes to go, first half. Jared Cruz came out, and he's about to check right back in for Coach Parker. Vanderleest, guarded closely by Nunnikoven. He finds Gustafson in the left corner. Now he's going to go into the paint. Nowhere to go, and kicks it back out to Lucas Warner. He'll settle it down with McGinley, and Tucker takes it away. Tucker the steal. He's going to go all the way. Look at the switch hands on the finish, and the long rebound outside. Eventually Nunnikoven, and they'll settle it back down here for Oskaloosa with Yates down on the block. Here's Foster. He's got the big height advantage. Finds Henry on the cut and a lay-in.
Good pass by Xavier. Good cut by Cole. that's a good two-man. I love the high-low. I mean, I'd like to see a little more of that.
We'll see if they continue to try to find room for Foster down there on the post, or Henry. Henry, a very adept finisher as well. Is a good drive by Gustafson. Gets it to Warner. He had position, and he lays it in. His first two.
That's a big basket you're not expecting.
Henry out in the left wing. Oski down three with the ball. Little pocket pass was a little wide of Foster. Not sure was looking back for the basketball. It will be Cruz coming in to replace Xavier with 6:02 to go.
And that's our 7th turnover?
That is our 5th.
Okay.
By my count. Obviously, I can't say it enough. Unofficial. Into the game for Pella. Freshman Grant Nelson. He's 6 foot tall. Also into the game is Shetterly again. And in for the first time is 6'2 sophomore John Oltman. So some second unit guys out there for Pella, as is Oskaloosa, with Yates and Nunikoven out there with Henry, Tucker, and Cruz. Shetterly working on Tucker. Picked up the dribble, nowhere to go with it. Eventually pitches it over to Oltman. He's going to go cross court. Gustafson on the bench for now. We'll see how Pella does without him. Nice find, Shetterly. Nice pump fake by Warner, and he goes back up and gets 2 more.
Henry had to help off on the dribble drive there.
Here's Cruz.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Get the transition going. Let's get running a little bit.
Coach Schulte mad about that. Not happy with how slowly his team got back on the made basket. Calls a 30-second timeout. Pella does lead it 21-18 here with 5:25 to go in the second.
What I was going to say about that defensive possession, if we drop to help off on the drive, the backside's got to shift down and cover for everybody else. That wasn't very bad team defense right there.
Lucas Warner at 6'2", but he is a wide body. He's an offensive line.
He's a grown man.
And when he's got position in there, and he's got some good touch, got some good moves, got the up fakes.
Yeah.
He's been able to finish a couple of those inside for 4 points here. You got Gustafson on the outside. This team feels like they got something going here.
Especially with DeYoung out with foul trouble. If you get 2 baskets from Lucas Warner, you're feeling great.
It'll be the same 5 out there for Pella, but I'm sure Coach Schulte and the rest of his staff made it pretty clear. Don't get beat down the floor after a made basket.
Yep.
As 5 points in the game for Cruz after the lay-in. Nice setup by Spencer Tucker. Here is Shetterly. He'll hand it off as we'll play a little weave.
We subbed DeCock for Tucker.
Yep, so Tucker on the bench, DeCock in the game on Shetterly. Look at the finish, though, by the sophomore Logan Shetterly.
He looks like a different player.
How do you defend that any better than what DeCock did? He was with him every step of the way. Little slip by Cruz. Nice find by Henry in the lay-in.
Play some defense, boys. Play some defense.
That was excellent work by Cruz, reading the defense, able to slip, and the accurate passing by Oski's best passer, Cole Henry, led him right to the rim. Here's Vanderleest working on Nunikoven. Goes with the left hand, goes all the way, and was able to draw contact in the foul. He's a righty. Kind of caught Tucker off guard by going to the left, and then he was able to lean into him for the foul.
Pella's moving with purpose. I mean, they are cutting, they are driving, and they are not afraid right now. They came to play.
That is the 3rd team foul. Oskaloosa not dealing with foul trouble, just the first on Nunikoven. Knock on wood, of course. And Vanderleest's first foul shot is straight through off the back iron. And they got a couple of subs that'll come into the game after a make here, assuming it's a make from Vanderleest. It's on the way. And it is a switch. Vanderleest with 5. He'll come to the bench.
Pella's up by 5. 4:42 to go.
Also out is Nelson. Into the game again is Gustafson after a very short breather. And 6-foot Josh Warner, the 3rd Warner, gets his first run of the game. They have 3 Warners out there. Here's Henry. He goes to his left, gets a screen from Nunikoven, finds Tucker. Tucker will go into the paint on the drive, lefty lay-in, and they're going to say he was fouled before the shot. 15th foul on Pella. The foul is going to be whistled on.
That's a nice, solid take by Nunikoven.
Josh Oltman. He's gotten a lot better at that this year.
And I like him being aggressive.
It'll be Cruz looking to inbound. Henry breaks open late. Got Cruz on the block. They feed him. 1 dribble. Help defense comes, but they can't do nothing on the Cruz man, and he's got 9.
Another good 2-man game. The inbounds play blew up, so Jared just threw it to Cole and stepped in bounds and posted up.
4:10 left here in the second quarter. 3-point lead for Pella. Tough shot off glass. Gustafson on the drive. My goodness, he's got 10. Here is DeCock. What an angle off the top of the glass by Brian Gustafson. 27-22. Pella by 5 here, just inside of 4 to play. Cruz leans in. Tough finish in traffic for 2.
He got away with a little Garrett Sturtz chicken wing right there.
Got himself enough space, made the shot, got away with it. 3-point lead for Pella. They have the ball. Here with 3:40 left in the second. Here a catch and shoot. Oltman wants to fire for 3, and that ball tipped out by Henry and lands in the arms of Yates, and the Indians will push. Finding a cutting Cruz, but it's off of Pella hands. Good hands by Pella, knowing if they didn't get a tip, that's going to be an easy 2 for the Indians.
I like them being aggressive in transition, though.
Oskaloosa looking to try to continue this push. Defensively, Pella has had all the answers, though. Here's Henry. He's going to get doubled. Kicks it out to a wide-open Yates, but he makes the extra pass to an even more open DeCock. Just long on the 3, but Nunikoven the offensive board and put back.
Good job, Tucker Nunikoven.
That was a great offensive possession.
Great extra pass, great ball movement. You can't get it any better than that.
Shetterly runs right over DeCock. He finishes it and gets called for a blocking foul. DeCock was trying to stick with him. He got hit initially, kind of fell backwards a little bit. Then Shetterly kept going at him. Tanner tried to correct himself, and then he leaned right in, was able to draw the moving blocking foul, and finished at the rim for 2 when he's got 1 to come.
I'm telling you, he looks like a completely different player.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
He's a 10-point-per-game scorer, solid shooter on the season from outside, and he makes the free throw. But, I mean, he's confidently going to work out here. He makes the free throw to make it 30-26.
Him and Gustafson are a great 2 combo.
We'll see what they can do if they can keep this up. Pella by 4 here with 3 minutes to go. Nice pass by Foster, finds DeCock. He drives, but they're going to call a 3-second violation by Cruz underneath the rim. That is the 6th Indian turnover. Pella's turned it over 7 times, but leads it by 4. Shetterly will walk it up.
You just keep waiting for Oski to snap out of it.
2:50 to go. Warner hands it off to Vanderleest. He works on Cruz. Cruz stays straight up with him. Vanderleest throws it off the back of the backboard, and that's immediately out of bounds, and it goes to Oskaloosa. The 8th turnover. Landon just got ahead of himself there and had nowhere to go.
Got way too deep.
Again, he's a guy that has had a good game against Oskaloosa the first time and has played pretty well so far here, but just doing too much there. Foster, high post, faces up. It is DeCock. Goes down. His pass is a little wide, knocked away by Josh Warner, and going the other way are the Dutch. Pull up by Gustafson. Why not?
It must be his birthday or something.
Timeout, Indians. Coach Barker wants to talk it over with a 30-second timeout. It will be Spencer Tucker to re-enter the game. 2:19 to go, second quarter, 32-26. This is the largest lead for the Dutch. But Gustafson making shots, Shetterly making plays, Vanderleest and Warner down low making things happen while the Young's on the bench. Coach, this Pella team looks completely different than what we saw a few weeks ago.
They do not look shell-shocked from the beating we gave them before. As a matter of fact, they look motivated to say that that was a fluke. You said they're coming off of 2 losses. I didn't expect this to go down like this. And like I said, I just keep waiting for Oskaloosa to snap out of it. But we just look, I don't know, we look tired, sluggish, that somebody else is going to do it for us. And that's not going to happen, boys. We got to get playing here.
Out of the timeout, it is Nunakoven, Tucker, Foster, Yates, and Cruz for the Indians. It is Shetterly, Gustafson, Lucas Warner, Josh Warner, and Landon Vanderleest for the Dutch. Yates into the corner. Nunakoven thought about a 3 for a second, then kicks it right back to the top, right back to Nunakoven. He will take the 3 from the corner. That one off to the back iron, and it's going to be eventually corralled by Lucas Warner. He's going to get it ahead. Shetterly wants to push. Shetterly breaks down. Tucker goes all the way to the rim, and Spencer commits a foul on the shot. It'll be a 2-shot foul.
You got to get the ball stopped before there. He gave Spencer a little juke and got all the way to the rim. You're probably going to get that call every time.
Yeah, Spencer thought he had a clean block, but in that situation, it's hard not to call a foul.
Yeah.
Shetterly back to the line. He's 1 for 1 in this game. This season, 60%. Misses this one. He'll have 1 more to come as Henry checks right back in. He'll replace Nunakoven. 1:57 left in the first half. Pella holding on to a 6-point lead right now, looking to make it 7 with the free throw from Logan Shetterly, and he does. 6 in the game for him, to go along with 3 assists and a block. It is Tucker, hands it off for a weave with Yates, gets it to Cruz, high post, it is Henry. Henry looks backdoor, finds Cruz. I don't know how he found that opening, but he did.
That's a play they've been running a lot lately. I think they stole that from Newton.
They could have. That's 13 in the game for Cruz, by the way, 3 assists for Henry. Center circle, it's Shetterly. He calls the play, hands it off. Vanderleest, the hedge.
He caught that ball on his thigh.
Yeah, it's over to Gustafson. Oskaloosa defensively stymieing Pella this possession. There's not a lot of angles for him here. They eventually get it to Shetterly. He kicks it out. Lucas Warner thought about a 3 over Foster. Instead gets into the paint. Nowhere to go with it. And throws it away.
That's our best possession defensively. We have some life there. Active on the ball. We're not sitting back being passive defensively. You know, they have the basketball. We want it. Let's get it back. Don't just wait for them to miss shots. Try to create turnovers. Get your hands up and get in the passing lane.
Josh Warner is subbed out for Sam Warner, so we still have 2 Warners out there. Tucker goes a little pick and roll with Henry. Left-handed sledgehammer. Wow, that is a pick and roll to perfection there by Oskaloosa with 1 minute to play here, and Gustafson's going to get called for a charge.
It's a nice little pick and roll with Spencer and Henry. And I don't think a year ago Cole Henry would have finished that with a jam. I think he would have went to the finesse layup, and I'm really happy with that development of his game. Going back to the strength and conditioning of Oskaloosa, I notice it because he's my son, but his legs are much more stronger and overall just bigger.
Here is Yates. Oskaloosa has it with 50 seconds to go in the first half. It is Henry at the top of the key. Maybe that's the momentum play Oski needs to get him going. Henry breaking down Vanderleest. He'll drive, kick it out. Yates had a space, instead goes right back to the block. Little lefty hook, and one for Cole Henry.
Good little two-man game again with Ryan Yates and Cole Henry, the way that Henry and Cruz were doing it before. Kick it out, repost. Now we're playing inside out, like what Coach Parker wanted before. I heard him yell it. He said inside out, not outside in. That's what we want, inside out. All of a sudden, the 7-point lead's down to 1. We got a chance to tie it here.
38.3 seconds left. It's going to be Oltmann and Warner back in, as well as Grant Nelson. So they're going to go bench unit here as Henry bricks the free throw, but it falls right in.
Hey, in the stat sheet it says made.
Make. 7-0 run by the Indians. It is now 33-33. 30 seconds left. Coach Schulte says one shot. Shetterly is going to be guarded here by DeCock.
At the end of the first, I said Pella would be happy with the 14-14 tie. Now I think Oskaloosa would be happy with a tie after being down 7. This is a 7-0 run to end the half by us.
Unless Pella can score here, Shetterly going to take on Cruz after a switch. He loses Cruz for a moment, runs into Foster, lost the dribble. It's out of bounds.
We still got 6.4 as well. If we get a lead here, this would be huge.
6.4. Let's see what happens. Yates is in the backcourt, and now they're going to get Tucker in the long-range shooter to replace DeCock. It's a good substitution by Coach Parker, making sure that Oskaloosa has their best offensive unit on the floor. Inbound pass, Tucker's got it. He'll run into the front court. He'll survey. He'll get a Henry screen, doesn't use it. Gets it to Henry. Henry, pump fake at the horn, hits a three! Cole Henry's taking the game over, and we got ourselves a 36-33 game. Oskaloosa a 10-0 run in the half. What a finish to that first half, Coach.
Yeah, that's a 10-0 run to finish the half, and quite frankly, we were inside out until the very last play, and then we make a 3. So, you know, you're happy being ahead by 3 right now because of the way you've played. How many turnovers is that?
7 for Oskaloosa, 11 for Pella.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot of turnovers. I thought we got our game back there towards the end, going inside out, and got our tempo.
Unbelievable stuff. Is now we're going to set up the second performance by the Oskaloosa dance team. The dancers are going to make their way out. We saw the co-ed dance team put on a show earlier. Again, this is one of the most decorated dance programs in the state over the last few years, and let's see what they have for us here in Oskaloosa High School Dance Dynamics.
The team also won the state championship in Class 5 Jazz and the state championship in Class 11 Pop. The team is coached by Katie Kane and led by captains Heidi Fitzpatrick and Cindy Sarver.
from the Oskaloosa High School Dance Dynamics. Always fun to see what the ladies have performed, as well as the gentlemen from earlier in the co-ed dance unit. And of course, at the half, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and break down the first half as Oskaloosa a 10-0 run to end the first half, and they lead it 36-33 at the break. We are going to go ahead and take a break and come back with some analysis, get you set for the second half of action after this, right here on the No Coast Network.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking a two-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83. Come on, you're up.
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the do.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
Back here at the half, Oskaloosa 36-33 lead. And let's get you some halftime stats. Cole Henry finished with a huge flurry at the end of that first half, including the buzzer-beating three-pointer that gave Oski a 3-point lead. He finished with 12 points, 3 assists, and a steal in the game so far, but has been a big difference maker also, helping Oskaloosa, as Coach Henry talked about. Coach Parker wants the team to play inside out, and right now that's what they got back to doing the last couple of minutes of that first half. Leading the team in scoring is Jared Cruz. He has 13 to go along with 2 rebounds and 2 steals. 2 points for each Xavier Foster and Tucker Nunakoven, with Spencer Tucker scoring 7 points with 4 assists in that first half. On the other side for Pella, Ryan Gustafson was red hot. He finished with 12 points in the first half. He was joined by Logan Shetterly. His backcourt made 6 points and 3 assists, and he really made some big differences throughout that first half as well. 5 points for Landon Vanderleest, 4 each for Lucas Warner and Nick DeYoung, and finally 2 points for Sam Warner off the bench. So Pella, Coach Derek Schulte, they know what happened last time between these two teams. Oskaloosa went to the Pella High School gym, was able to dominate to the tune of a 27-point victory in Pella's gym after, I believe, over 8.5 years, maybe 9 years, since Oskaloosa had defeated Pella on the road. Either way, it's just a matter of trying to get the season sweep here. This is a huge game for Pella for seeding purposes. The seeding meeting happens tomorrow for the sub-state. So all of the coaches in the eight schools in the sub-state at Oskaloosa is in, which includes both of these programs. But those are Bondurant, Farrar, Carlisle, Centerville, Sheraton, Knoxville, Oski, Pella, and Sadell. They're going to seed this thing 1 through 8 and figure it out for the two districts and where those are going to be played. Obviously, Oskaloosa, regardless of the outcome, probably is going to be the 1 seed and get a couple of home games. And then they got to figure out where the sub-state's going to be played and sub-state 6 as well. But Pella very well could be the 2 seed, maybe the 3 seed, but this game is going to matter in figuring that out. So we'll see if the Indians are able not only to try to get themselves a win and get back on the right track after falling to Norwalk on Friday and really having to sweat it out to the tune of a 1-point win over Newton here in this gym last Tuesday. But here on senior night, you want to win, get back on the right track. And if Pella, playing them a third time would be one heck of a task to the way that they're playing right now. But you'd figure Oskaloosa feels really good about the situation they have been handed with that sub-state. Now they just have to take care of business and continue to play well, play their best basketball by the end of the season. And here with just this game, then you have the game Friday at Indianola, and then you have the game next Tuesday in non-conference action against Sheraton, which will round out the entire schedule. So we're getting set for the second half worth of action. Oskaloosa a 36-33 lead. It's Pella ball. It's Gustafson, Shetterly in the backcourt. Nick DeYoung back in there as he is going to catch it and swing it into the corner to Landon Vanderleest. Also out there's Lucas Warner to round out the 5 for Pella to start the third quarter. Oskaloosa with a 36-33 lead. Down on the block, DeYoung up under. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Did a good job of making a catch. Good quick pass down low to him. And it is going to be a foul, I believe, on Foster. It is, and that is his second. Foster hasn't made much of an impact in this game to this point. Just 2 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. That is his second foul, as mentioned. And the free throw off the mark here by DeYoung. Nick's got 1 more coming. He is the leading scorer at 13.5 points a game. He's now got 5 as he makes the second. Came in as just a 45% free throw shooter. For Oskaloosa, it is Henry, Tucker, DeCock, Foster, and Cruz on the floor to start the second half, the 5 starters. Little pick and roll. It is Henry from 15 feet. He'll back in with the right hand, spin to the left. Little lefty hook was left short. The rebound volleyballed out. It is Foster. A little Dirk fadeaway is good.
Little step in there. Ball bounced his way off of Cole's shot. Good alert play there by Xavier.
38-34. We talked about him not being much of a factor a couple of moments ago. This is where he could really make a difference as they kick it out. Vanderleest catch and shoot right wing. His 3 rattled off the top of the rim, and it's rebounded by Henry, who will push it ahead. Henry will step it back out, go to the block. Foster, another Dirk fader. This one just long, pulled down by Gustafson on the board. Here's Vanderleest. He beat everybody down the floor. He splits the defense. No foul. Good defense by Henry and Foster, not fouling him, and Foster cleared the board. Foster left open, as is Tucker. He'll catch, thought about the shot, now steps to the line, shoots it from the right wing, nothing but net.
That's where we're really good in transition. We can play outside in if it's in transition like that.
41-34, Oski now up by 7, as it's going to be a hand check on Tucker, or Tanner DeCock rather, who got behind Gustafson with a little crossover in the first step. Second foul on Tanner. Second team foul on the Indians. 6.5 to go.
Gus is quick, and he has very strong upper body. Oh my goodness. What just happened?
What did just happen?
I don't even know. I was looking at the score.
It was an inbound. I think he just tipped it up and in.
Somebody didn't know who they were guarding.
Anyways, here is Tucker. He'll go all the way to the rim as he got past Shetterly and lays it in. Our mistake. We were looking up the scoreboard as to where the fouls situation is. Either way, it's Shetterly with it. He'll shoot a 3 as he was left open, and he splashes it in the face of Tucker. Logan Shetterly. Remember that name. 43-39. Oski still by 4. At the center circle, it is Tucker, and Coach Parker is asking his players what's going on here. 5:51 to go here in the third. 43-39. Our score, Oskaloosa by 4, but Pella seems like a different team this time around.
Yeah, I didn't even know what's his name?
Logan Shetterly.
I don't know who that is, but he's a heck of a player. I'm sure his family's not listening to our broadcast. They're listening to the guys next to us up here in the Crow's Nest. But if they are listening, you're a good player. And this Pella team is going to be very good next year.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Gustafson's a junior.
He looks like a better player from the first time to this time, too.
Nick DeYoung's a junior.
And you were mentioning how they've lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
I would not have predicted this. But if we can turn it on, like we seem to be waiting for.
Yep.
Set play out of the timeout.
It is Henry. Surveys over to the right corner. It is DeCock. Back to the top. Henry, he'll settle it down with Tucker on the left wing. Set a screen for him. They go pick and roll again. Henry just swings it into the corner to DeCock. A little bit of traffic there was Foster trying to clear out of the space that Henry eventually came into. X-Man's trying to set up down low. Eventually, Tucker loses Shetterly, who went for a steal and was short on the 3. DeCock got a hand on the rebound, but it's Vanderleest who comes out of there with it. They get it to Shetterly. Shetterly crosses on Foster. He was looking for the corner, but then he runs over to DeCock.
Add to the nation's total.
And that actually worked out really well for Oskaloosa. Even if that charge isn't called, DeYoung actually intercepted a pass when tended for Gustafson, who was wide open in the corner.
Newton is up 20 on Norwalk at halftime.
What?
That's what my text from Todd Hafner just said. It's a 9-point lead into the third. Newton's ahead.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. 5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. It is Henry backing in. Double team comes. His little sling pass went to Tucker. I think he was looking for DeCock. Either way, Tucker drives and misses the floater with DeYoung coming up with the rebound. Pella still hanging around by 4. Down by 4, I should say. Gustafson, tough shot in transition. Probably not what Coach Schulte is looking for there from Ryan. And the rebound for Cruz. It is Tucker. Finds Henry. He'll slice, kick it out. And he'll settle it down. Will Tanner goes to the free throw line. This is Foster. Right back to Tanner. He dropped it, got it back, and then hits the 3. He's been money for 3 this season, Coach.
Yeah, he has. What he was in free throws last year, he is now from 3.
He's 1 for 2 in this game as Coach Schulte calls time. It's 46-39. Oski, this is the game high lead at 7 still with 4:15 to go in the third. Coach, he is 50% on the dot on the season from 3.
Yeah, and he used to be like 90 from the line. What is he from the line this year?
Well, this season, it's been rough for him, 63%. Now, he doesn't get there super often, just 12 of 19, but he missed 6 free throws all of last year, and he missed 5 the first week of this year. So
I think we would have traded that. I think that's a good trade for us for this season. Not only that, but coming into this season, I would have thought that he would have been the unguarded guy. You can't do that anymore.
No. Yates the same way. Yates has really looked for his shot better off the bench. Yates only averages 6 points a game, but he's a 45% three-point shooter as well. Oskaloosa, as mentioned, they are 42% as a team from outside the arc. Led by DeCock with his 50%. Pella out of the timeout has the ball. It is Vanderleest out by the volleyball line. It is a 7-point Oskaloosa advantage. The scoreboard I know on your screen says second quarter. It is the third, however, with 4 minutes to play in it. Pella with the ball down by 7, 46-39. Indians the lead. They're trying to run Gustafson off some screens, but DeCock is not falling for him, and he's able to get around him. Shetterly drives short on the shot. Rebound taken by DeYoung, but he missed it after Foster challenged the shot. DeCock comes out of there with it and loses it as Shetterly hustles back and gets the steal. Then he lobs it over to Gustafson. He will shoot it from the left wing and then bury it. My goodness.
That's a big shot because we were threatening to kind of blow this open.
He's a shot maker.
Yeah, and it's a flip of the wrist.
I mean, we did not see this the first game between these teams, but he is showing what he's got in the tank. That is for sure. As Cruz in the right corner to the right wing, it is Foster. They want to go inside. Instead, swing it around to the left wing. It's Tucker about 30 feet out. Nice pass finds Cruz. Lost the handle, though. Gustafson will get called for touching it last, though, as he was on the floor, as Yates comes in to replace DeCock with 3:12 to go here in the third. So it stays here with the Indians. It'll be Cruz triggering from the end line down here in the left hoop. Gets it into Tucker. He catches, looking, drops it down to the block. This is Henry. They clear out for him. One dribble. His shot was short, and it was the big body of Lucas Warner who didn't allow him to get great positioning inside, and he clears out the board. Here's Vanderleest catch and shoot from the left wing as well. That's not a high percentage shot for him, but the rebound all the way out to Shetterly, who drives, tough shot, can't get the finish. Rebound Foster, and here come the Indians looking to push. Pella back defensively pretty quickly, and they find an open look for Foster from Tucker. His three off to the right. Henry got a tap on the rebound. Shetterly's got it, gets it ahead to DeYoung. Look at the big man run the floor. He gets it in for 2. He's got 7. Shetterly, an excellent pass.
As soon as we get up 7, they come right back at us. 2-point game.
46-44 now. Indians leading by just the 2 points. 2:24 to go here in the third quarter. It is Tucker out beyond the right wing. He's got a slower man on him. Drives, kick out, left corner 3, Cruz. Off the back iron, rebound to Young. This is a game, folks. Gustafson, Pelican Tire take the lead. Gustafson drives on Yates. Tough finish underneath. Can't get it, but he volleyball hits it right back out. DeYoung gets it. 3 from Shetterly settles in the rim. And all of a sudden, Pella leads by 1.
He took that from the volleyball line.
What is going on with this team? This is not the same team Oski saw 3-4 weeks ago.
They are shooting the crap out of it. We need to go inside out.
Cruz trapped, finds a little handoff.
Oh.
They're going to call a foul on the catch by Henry. It was a good cut by Henry, good pass from Cruz. But before the shot, it's the second Pella foul.
Play inside out. Good things will happen here.
Third foul on Gustafson.
That's big too.
And it'll be Warner.
Taking him out.
Lucas Warner didn't take a seat the entire first half. He gets his first rest of the game right now, replaced by brother Sam Warner. But that is a small, they go small there when they make that substitution. Yates with it, 100 seconds left here in this third quarter. Oskaloosa down 1 with the ball. Tucker out by the volleyball line on the right wing. He'll walk it back to the middle.
Aggressive on Gustafson. See if you can get that 4th foul.
Yates
He's playing way off of him.
Over in the right corner. Nunakoven bobbled it as he just entered the game for Henry. Henry's probably last rest of the game. Tucker gets a screen from Cruz, little pick and pop. Cruz thought about a shot on Vanderleest, now drives, gets it to Foster. Foster slices in. He is fouled before the shot. And DeYoung, maybe? Nope. It is DeYoung's third. So
the Pella backcourt is acting like the Norwalk backcourt tonight.
And from deeper even. Here's Cruz to trigger for Nunakoven, then kicked out to Tucker.
Let's go into Xavier.
1:05 to go. Tucker probing.
Either that or go inside to Cruz.
It is Yates out on the left wing. Goes to the outside of the arc where they swing it to the right wing. Eventually, Oskaloosa settles it back to the left wing with Tucker. They run Yates off a couple screens. He's at the top. He rotates it over to Nunakoven. Nunakoven gets it to the top of the key to Cruz. And now it is Foster. And Oskaloosa really taking their time here on this trip. Cruz to Nunakoven. Swing it to the left side. It is Yates.
There he is.
They get him to,
give it to him. Work
Cruz
out.
On the block. Double teamed. Finds Nunakoven. He kicks it out. It is Tucker. 25 seconds to go. Coach Parker says keep doing it.
Now you might as well wait for one shot.
Out to the top of the key is Cruz. Cruz takes one dribble, kicks it back out, and they will.
Yeah, you hold for one now.
This is going to be a 1.5-minute long possession by the end of it, and Oskaloosa will look to try to take the lead down 1, 47-46. High post. It is Cruz with 7. He goes over to Yates. Yates into the corner. Nunakoven thought about it. Now goes to the block. It is Foster, and then a reach-in foul on Sam Warner.
Not a bad foul there
for
Pella because it's only 3, and now we have the ball out of bounds with only 2.6 seconds left.
It's a 4th team foul on Pella. Gustafson will come out so he doesn't get called for a foul in the last 2 seconds, replaced by John Altman. So it'll be Yates to trigger with 2.5 to go. Gets it in. Cruz, one dribble, fadeaway shot at the horn, nothing but net. Cruz has 15. A good play drawn in the quarter. 2 buzzer beaters by Oskaloosa, but Pella keeps punching back.
Yes.
48-47, Oski by 1 as we head to the 4th.
And they won that quarter by 2.
We will take a quick break and come back with the 4th quarter after this right here on the No Coast Network.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
Well. Another barn burner, the third consecutive game that Oskaloosa, after so many blowouts earlier this season, they have had to really sweat through the last couple of games. That is Newton last Tuesday. They were able to win by just one on a missed buzzer-beating shot by Garrett Sturtz. Then on the road at Norwalk, late game situation. We're within 3 points all the way until the very end, but ended up losing that game 60-56, just their second loss of the year. And now here against Pella, if it wasn't for a buzzer-beating three by Cole Henry at the end of the second quarter, and then a buzzer-beating fadeaway by Jared Cruz to end this third quarter, Oskaloosa would be down by 3 or 4 points.
Everybody, we need to win this game because I think Newton is about to beat Norwalk, which winning this game would give us
the conference title.
Outright.
Yates to the top, Nunnikoven. So a lot on the line here for Oskaloosa. Nunnikoven wanted to slash, but Yates found him. He was able to make an adjustment. Here down on the block is Cruz. Double team, finds Henry, nice pass, laid in for two.
There's that high-low with a cut action, very nice.
Foster and DeCocker on the bench. It is Tucker, Nunnikoven, Henry, Cruz, and Yates for the Indians here on this end of to start the fourth quarter with Gustafson, Shetterly, Warner catch and shoot three from the left wing, and that's missed. And then Sam Warner knocks it out of bounds. I should say, no, they're going to say it stays with Pella. So it was kind of a joust at the top.
See, and that's just a bounce for Pella's way.
Yep.
That's kind of a wild three.
Shetterly Warner, Altman will stay in. Warner comes out, Sam Warner that is, and it's Lucas Warner who comes back in. Shetterly bounces it into Warner. Hands it off right back to him. That's a charge. Shetterly's going to get called for it. Ran over Cruz.
Great play by Jared.
Cut him off, stood his ground. Didn't swing that leg out to try to make him go out of bounds. Just took the contact.
Just beat him to the spot. It was great.
And Shetterly's going to come grab some bench here for a little bit, which is a huge play by Coach Schulte here with 7:15 to go. He's replaced by Reed McGinley.
Is that his first time being in the game?
No, he came in the second quarter for a little bit. Didn't do anything statistically, though, as Oskaloosa has the ball and a three-point lead, 50-47, 7 minutes to play. Here is Tucker. He'll drive to the right, kick it all the way back to the volleyball line in Yates. It's Cruz on the left wing. He surveys, gets a screen as he gets to the free throw line, right wing. Yates faked a three, now goes to the block. Triple team Henry, kick out to the left corner. It is Tucker, back to Henry. Open left wing three by Henry, off all the way off the glass. The rebound to DeYoung. Well, he swished the buzzer beater, so I guess that one was coming.
He should have drove that one.
McGinley bounces it off of the leg of Warner, but he's able to corral it, get it back to Gustafson, who's picked up by Nunnikoven. DeYoung showing a screen here. Henry showing that he'll hedge. Instead, Oskaloosa defends it well. They
Good
get it
job
to
by Nunnikoven to get over that screen.
Here we go with 6:15 to go. Pella down by 3 with the ball.
Oh, I knew it.
Gustafson misses it on the three, but DeYoung gets the rebound with good positioning and lays it in for two. 9 points, 5 rebounds for Nick DeYoung, and he missed a lot of that first half with foul trouble.
He was just stronger right there.
It is back to a 1-point game. Oski up by 1 with the ball. Cruz, what a pass again by Henry.
Good cut, Jared. Those two are playing really well tonight with their cuts.
And they're scoring the ball a lot. 17 for Cruz, 14 for Henry. 52-49, Indians by 3. 5:45 to go in regulation. Conference title potentially on the line here. Nice steal by DeYoung on Henry. Great pass from Gustafson, and he lays it in. 11 for DeYoung.
He's got a wide body.
He is a tough man to move. 52-51. 5.5 left. Oski by 1 with the ball. Out beyond the volleyball line is Tucker. Wants a screen from Cruz. He'll use it. Get past McGinley. Get all the way into the paint. Swing pass from Yates. Open three. Cruz off the mark, but a rebound by Tucker. Bounced right to him, and they'll set it back up outside. Henry, a fake on the pass, drives in. Looked for contact, didn't get a call, and there's going to be a foul on the rebound on Cruz as Warner had position.
I don't know how you don't call that.
Second foul on Cruz. Nobody has more than 2 for the Indians at this point as Foster checks back in, and he will be replacing Cole Henry for, I would guess, a very short amount of time.
That's a peculiar move right there, but hey.
We'll see what Coach Parker does with it. Wouldn't imagine we'll see him on the bench long. 52-51 with 5:05 to go in regulation.
Coach Schulte's yelling here for fist and wants a clear out.
It's Shetterly. Almost got a switch. They go down low. It's DeYoung working on Foster. Foster stays straight up, makes it a tough shot.
Xavier's height really bothers Nick.
He can't do much against that, even with the big body with Foster straight up. Tucker the rebound. He'll drive, lost his footing, but found Nunnikoven, saved the possession. Here is Foster. Backdoor cut for Nunnikoven, missed him. Out of bounds, back the other way. I got 9 turnovers for Oski in the game, 11 for Pella, 11, which was also the same number we had at halftime.
Yeah.
Pella hasn't turned it over since. 4.5 to go in regulation. Pella can take the lead on this trip. Down by just one, 52-51. Shetterly wants to take it off the dribble, hands it off. That's a tough double clutch shot by Gustafson, missed. The rebound loose underneath, still loose, and diving on the floor. It'll be a jump ball to stay with Pella as eventually DeYoung and Gustafson both dove on top of Jared Cruz, who was battling for it. Initially, it looked like Warner was going to come out of there with the rebound, but Oskaloosa kept pestering him.
Nick DeYoung is making his presence felt after sitting out most of the first half. That is a big body.
It again stays here with the possession arrow. To the elbow on the inbound, it is DeYoung. He hands it to Gustafson. Gustafson looks for DeYoung on the pick and roll. He's too strong on it. Rebound Foster. He had a look, couldn't finish it. Here's Cruz for Oskaloosa. He stops and gets it to Yates. Into the corner, Cruz. They're trying to get Foster on the post. Yates will kick it back out to Tucker. Coach Parker wants to run a set. Inside of 4 to play. Halfway through the fourth, Oskaloosa holding on to a 1-point lead, 52-51. Cruz now faces to the top of the key, Yates. Into the left corner, it is Nunnikoven. Back to the top to Yates. And Yates will settle it down at the top. Coach Parker now calls a different play. Left wing, it is Cruz. There was a slip by Foster. Cruz did not pass it. He still has it. He'll go into the paint. Little spin move. Tough hook settles in the rim. Jared Cruz, an immediate timeout by Coach Ryan Parker with 3:30 to go in the fourth. 54-51. We will keep it here as a full timeout. I will tell you this, Coach. I cannot believe this. This is an unbelievable showing by Pella, but Oskaloosa and Jared Cruz have all the answers.
Yes, they're really hanging in there. I have an update from Newton Norwalk. It is 73-all with 16 seconds left, and it is Newton's ball.
Okay, so I'd imagine we're going to see Newton probably hold to the last shot with your boy Garrett Sturtz.
And hopefully he doesn't pull up from 3.
Yes, that was a mistake. Hey, that was when he was down 1, though. Maybe as a tie game, he'll be a little more aggressive. Either way, though, it's interesting, and that makes sense that Norwalk would respond like that. I cannot believe they were ever down by 20 against a Newton team that we saw.
Right. And, hey, like you said, you know, Pella came to play, and this is a different Pella team. This is a good Pella team tonight. I mean, I don't know where they were earlier in the season.
I wouldn't want to see this team again.
This is the team that I told you about in the fall and summer, and we're hanging in there. We're up 3. We get a stop here. We're in good shape.
Out of the timeout, Coach Parker's going to stick with the same 5 for now. With 3.5 to go, it is Foster, Cruz, Nunnikoven, Yates, and Tucker. He's got DeCock and Henry on the bench for now. For Schulte, he comes out with DeYoung, Vanderleest, Gustafson, Shetterly, and Lucas Warner.
This is one of our better defensive lineups right here.
They're going to try to match it up man for man. Shetterly walks it up, guarded by Tucker. And here's Nunnikoven picks up Vanderleest as they weave at the top. Here's Gustafson with it on Yates. It is Shetterly now. They'll weave it again for Vanderleest. Vanderleest, little pick and roll with DeYoung, and he's going to draw a blocking foul on Cruz as he tried to slip in there and draw contact. And DeYoung will head to the line where he is a 45% free throw shooter, and he'll have 2 shots.
As much as I'm a homer for Oskaloosa, I kind of agreed with that one. I thought Jared slid in kind of late, off balance a little bit. Could have went either way, though.
I honestly agreed 100% as the first free throw on the way is good from DeYoung. He's got 12. They're still waiting to see who they throw the foul up on the board. It was Cruz who took the contact.
Yeah, it was Cruz. Cruz slid underneath him.
Yeah, so they do make that adjustment. I think they initially had called it on Yates, and they just wanted to double check, and they eventually flip it over to Cruz. Nunnikoven comes out, Henry back in for Oskaloosa. One more coming at the line for Nick DeYoung, who's had a nice second half.
Coach Parker going offense for defense, and before that it was defense for offense with Nunnikoven for Henry.
One more here for DeYoung, and it's off to the right. Foster and Henry battle each other for the rebound, and
That's a big miss. 3 minutes left. We're still up 2.
Henry eventually got the rebound, gets it to Tucker, and Oskaloosa will walk it in the front court. 3 minutes to play in regulation.
Big possession here, boys.
Oski by a deuce, 54-52. Henry outside the right wing, faces up, gets it over to Tucker. Tucker will drive to the right.
Oh.
Bad pass in the middle of everybody, and it's going to be saved by Shetterly off of Cruz out of bounds.
He just kind of made a jump pass.
In between three
traffic.
hands. It was the sea of hands play.
Yes, the sea of hands. The Oakland Raiders.
Walking it up now is Shetterly. What a game he's had. Just a sophomore. Little pick and roll they show. Foster a big hedge, and Shetterly drives all the way to the rim, but misses the little lay-in. Good physical defense by Indians. Henry got the board. Tucker, pump fake, wide open. He'll shoot the left wing three. Got it!
On senior night, your senior steps up and makes a big shot in transition.
Shetterly! Oh, what an answer he was looking for. Rebound, Tucker on the long carom, and Oskaloosa.
Take some time off the clock here.
Oskaloosa with just over 2 minutes to play.
That's what Coach Parker's calling for, I believe.
Up by 5. The Indians can make it a 3-possession game with 2 here. Henry finds Foster. He'll go up and lay it in. Timeout. Pella, and Oskaloosa's come to life at the right time.
I don't know what that play call was by Coach Parker, but that was an excellent play call. It was obviously something that he liked for us to get an easy basket, and that is a great call. Good props to him.
1:57 left. It is a full timeout for Pella, and we'll stay here. Oskaloosa with what equals their largest lead of the game. This game has been played close both ways. Pella's largest lead was 5. Pella's largest lead was 7 as well. And Oskaloosa's largest lead is 7, as they have it right here at 59-52. So, Coach Parker, what is he talking about in the huddle right now?
Just getting one stop. You're up 7. What'd you say was on the game clock?
157.
Getting one stop. And then thinking about getting your free throw shooters in. Probably going with the defensive lineup. Either that or he'll stick with the starters. I'm not sure. But you just need one stop, and this game's pretty much over.
What do you think has been the biggest key for Oskaloosa to kind of come up with these clutch baskets on this end?
Oh, I like the high lows. It's not all high low, but it's big to big passing, whether it be Henry to Cruz or Cruz to Henry or Henry to Foster. Utilizing our strengths of our size to pass over the top of them and score layups or dunks. And then Spencer Tucker hitting that big 3 on his night, senior night, with his family being honored as well. So, if you're Oskaloosa, just survive, and hopefully you win in a conference title here in about 2 minutes. Pella, got to do something dramatic here really quick, or it's going to be a very demoralizing, good effort evening, though.
The cojones of Shetterly to take that 3 are insane, and he's going to go all the way to the rim. Missed the layup. Rebound to Cock. Well, the sophomore is taking the ball in his hands, and he's taking it in his own hands, but he's been unable to hit that 3 and then get the finish on this end, and those are big misses, as we're going to get a blocking foul on Gustafson, and that's 4 on him. That is just the 5th team foul on Pella. My mistake, that's going to be the 6th team foul. So 1 more on Pella, as Tucker was out defensively for that last time. He'll come back in here replacing DeCock, who did a good job recovering against Shetterly. Gustafson will come out for this defensive trip, and he'll be replaced by Josh Warner.
He just got his 4th. You don't want him to foul. And he's going to check right back in.
Inbound pass into the backcourt to Tucker.
Keep it, Spence.
Guarded. Gets it over to Henry. Henry faces up. Out beyond the right wing, breaks down his man, has it knocked away by Warner. He said he was hit, but Warner's going to get credit for the steal. Kick out. Vanderleest wanted 3. Instead, pump fakes, drops it down. Warner waits. Gustafson is not on the floor for Pella here.
They are taking a lot of time.
It is Vanderleest. Without Gustafson on the floor, you got to find Shetterly, you'd figure. Nice little handoff by Vanderleest, and the little bunny jumper by DeYoung. So they eventually get to 2, but they did kill a ton of time. So with 103 left, my mistake, just 103, 63 seconds left. It is Oski 59, Pella 54. Now, after the Pella timeout here, after the made bucket, you're going to have Gustafson presumably back in. I don't know if they'll keep him in now that they're going to be on defense.
It looks like they're not. I saw Sam Warner check in. I don't think they will, because if he fouls,
he's done.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, and you're going to want to save him because there's still a lot of time left. They're going to try and make this a long game.
Assuming they foul if they can't get a steal in the first 5 or 10 seconds of this possession, they only have 1 timeout to go. And they would like to get Gustafson on the floor somehow. So the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you do play that fouling game. Again, Oskaloosa does have some guys who are knockdown free throw shooters. Ryan Yates, the best of the bunch at 83% to this point. Spencer Tucker is a great shooter, but he's only gone to the line 14 times all year, and he's only made 10 of those, so that's 71%. Everybody else is kind of hit or miss based on the night, and we've seen that a lot this season.
Yeah, I try to keep the ball in one of their 2 hands. If I'm Pella, I'm probably fouling us. That's unfortunate, that last possession, because I think Xavier Foster was going to get a dunk, and that would have broke the lid off this place.
That would have made it 9.
Yeah, it would have been over.
Instead, it's 5, 59-54. They draw a play. Yates comes and gets the ball in the backcourt. They're going to trap. They get it back to Henry. Henry lobs it for Tucker, who can walk it into the front court. He's going to settle it down with 55 seconds to go here in regulation, and we'll see what Pella decides to do.
We don't have to shoot the ball.
No. Over to Cruz. Cruz, and they do foul Cruz. I was going to say, you might as well foul Cruz as soon as he touches it there, and they eventually do. So with 47.7 left, it is the first foul on Josh Warner. So all sorts of Warners getting some action. So they put nothing but bench guys in along with Vanderleest and Lucas Warner. And now the other 3 guys are going to exit, and then you got some shooters coming in here. And Warner's actually going to leave. It'll be Gustafson back in with Vanderleest, DeYoung, Shetterly, and then it's John Oltman, who is a shooting specialist, 43% three-point shooter on the season, who's going to be the 4th or the 5th guy with the starters. 1-and-1 here for Cruz. Front one, good.
He's just been money lately, I'm telling you. This is the perfect time of year for him to start making free throws on a regular basis.
He has 20, and he'll go to the line for one more important shot. This would make it a 3-possession game for Oskaloosa. It's on the way. Nothing but net.
Big time.
5 for 5 in the game at the line for Cruz. 61-47. Shetterly touches it. 45 seconds to go. He's guarded by Cruz. Big hedge from Foster. He finds DeYoung. DeYoung doesn't want it there. He wants to hand it off to Vanderleest. Vanderleest slices, dices, goes all the way to the rim and lays it in. Timeout, Pella. That's their last.
Yeah, they don't have any timeouts left.
So with 36.6 left, Pella down 5. They burn their final timeout, so Coach Schulte has to tell them everything he wants to tell them right now. What is he telling them?
I think they foul right away. Probably trap the first pass and then foul if you don't get a steal.
Do they try to funnel it to the big guys?
I don't know if you can do that because it's out of bounds underneath the basket. You're going to have to take who you get and trap. Actually, I would probably funnel it to Spencer and trap him because he's the smallest player on the court and try to see if you can force a turnover. On the next catch, if he passes it to somebody, whoever it is, you have to foul him. Because if they allow us to dribble the ball down into our end of the court, it's going to take 10, 12, maybe 15 or more seconds off, and then we can play keep away for another 5 or 10, and then it ends up, 10, 12 seconds left. You can't have that.
Well, Oskaloosa.
They need to get out and guard Shetterly and Gustafson from everywhere.
Yes.
They've hit from everywhere tonight, so get out there.
And they are not scared. Shetterly, I don't remember him at all from the first game. I'll be honest with you. He played.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, but he's been shooting it from 25, 28 feet in this game and knocking some shots down.
This Pella team terrifies me for the districts and for next year.
61-56 out of the timeout. Oski ball. It's Henry looking to inbound. Yates sprints back to the ball. He's got it. He passes it over to Henry. Henry lobs it ahead for Tucker. Tucker into the front court, and they're settling it down, able to run some clock. He lobs it ahead. It is Foster underneath, and he is fouled, going for a two-hand jam on the reverse. Coach Parker imploring the official to say that's an intentional foul with 24.8 left, which would be catastrophic for Pella, as it would give 2 free throws for Foster, and Oski would get the ball back. I mean, definition-wise, I'm not sure you can make that call in that situation, and they will not, as we'll have that group substitution again, the offense for defense. Warner and Shetterly are the only starters they had defensively on that trip, as Foster will now get
It's a 2-shot foul.
It's a 2-shot foul as he was attempting a dunk. First one, he's got it all the way.
Xavier's got a sweet, smooth shot, so...
And his college coach is drooling.
Yeah, I like him shooting this here.
By the way, the foul was on Sam Warner, his second. Starters all come back in for the Dutch. Outside of Oltman, the three-point shooting specialist off the bench. 62-56. Another chance for Oskaloosa to make it a 3-possession game. It is Foster, and he's got it again. Oskaloosa clutch free throw shooting.
Xavier, yeah, that's big.
24 seconds left. Oski by 7. Pella needs to
get out and guard the 3, boys.
Here's Shetterly. Finds Vanderleest. Gets around Foster. Loses it. Ball loose underneath the rim. It is DeYoung. Rejected by Foster. Taken by DeCock, and that'll do it. With 12.3 seconds to go, DeCock will go to the line for a 1-and-1, and Oskaloosa can start to feel it now.
I still don't have an update on the Newton-Norwalk.
3 minutes past the top of the 9 o'clock hour. You're listening to us live on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, radio KMZN.com, the KMZN mobile app. Emery Songer, John Henry with you. You're watching us live on MCG Channel 7 and radio KMZN.com. Oskaloosa up 7, 63-56 with 12 seconds to go, and Tanner DeCock 2 free throws to continue to ice the game. His first rolls in. Gotta love Xavier Foster, his big...
Yeah, that was volleyball to the floor.
Wow, what a play defensively. DeCock makes both. Timeout Oskaloosa as coach Ryan Parker is going to
He's going to get Nick Harrington in the game.
He's going to insert Nick Harrington, a senior, with 12.3 seconds to go. In clutch time tonight, Coach, they came to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good win. Anytime you beat your rival, and we're not so amazing that, you know, a 9-point win over Pella is not something we're happy about. Pella came to play, and they have pride in their program, and they're not gonna lay down for anybody. We had to make plays today.
65-56. This is the largest lead for either team in the game, and Oskaloosa has it now.
I heard a rumor today that if we won tonight, regardless, we were cutting the nets down after the game.
That'd be interesting.
To celebrate a little Hawkeye title.
Well, it would be at least a clinch of the share for sure. Gustafson, he'll shoot it from the left wing, miss everything. Rebound tipped out. Shetterly tries to save it, does save it, but eventually right to Cruz. Cruz lobs it ahead, Foster, and he will attempt a windmill at the horn, and that'll end the game. Missed the windmill, by the way. Either way, and that'll do it. Oskaloosa survives a tough test from their arch rival Pella Little Dutch. 65-56 is the final score. Oskaloosa improves 17-2 overall, 12-1 in the Little Hawkeye. They clinch at least a share of the conference championship. We're awaiting a score from Newton, as Newton and Norwalk are trying to finish what was a tie game, which is 16 seconds to go at last check. But the Indians will celebrate this one.
It is tied in the second overtime. 83-83. Newton and Norwalk are in their second overtime.
Well, that's going to decide whether or not it's an outright title for Oskaloosa for sure.
Wouldn't it be something if Newton helped Oskaloosa?
Not something I would have foreseen happening. Only 9 points scored in the fourth quarter by Pella. Oskaloosa was able to score 17 as the student section all goes toward the locker room. Coach, this was a fun game, but again, a close game and much needed for Oskaloosa, I think, to execute properly in late game situations, knowing they were up against it.
Yeah, we really did execute, and like I mentioned before, I thought Coach Parker, some of the play calls there in the fourth quarter to get us easy layups and easy baskets was great. And you know, we had to do some things tonight. This Pella team was very much game, and they came to play. Like we said, I didn't know who Shetterly was, but I sure know who he is now.
I'm really excited to see what this Pella team has in the future. You know, I know I'm broadcasting for Oskaloosa, but at the same time, I like to see the competition, and that Pella team is going to be something to see in the future with Coach Schulte and some of these young athletes as well. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you the post-game show. We'll try to get that Newton and Norwalk final score for you if they ever finish that game. Well, that's called coming your way as Oskaloosa victorious 65-56 here on the No Coast Network.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's. Get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners. Cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture. And find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mir and Cheeto or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
At Clow Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision, and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers. By donating to nonprofit organizations. By leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow Valve.
Lighton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Lighton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Lighton State Bank, serving you from Lighton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
They already got their T-shirts.
They're wearing some T-shirts. Oskaloosa clinches.
Newton is up 2 with 1:29 to go.
And that's in double overtime.
Double overtime.
Okay, so we're paying attention to that because Oskaloosa just defeated Pella by a final score of 65-56. And the Pella, or the Newton score would, if Newton were to win that game, Newton would have helped Oskaloosa clinch an outright conference title. Oskaloosa can celebrate a title, however, because at this point they have clinched at least a share. Obviously, they control their own destiny. If Norwalk comes back and wins against Newton tonight, they can win the outright title by defeating the Indianola Indians on Friday on the road. But, Coach, they answered the bell tonight. Pella kept coming at them, and they were eventually able to get themselves some space. A deep Spencer Tucker 3 late, also a big bucket in the paint by Jared Cruz. This team got buckets when they needed to and didn't miss a free throw for the entire contest.
10 of 10 from the line. Never thought I'd see the day that happens. And a gutty performance by us. Pella was primed and ready to knock us off tonight. We had to play, and we did.
Coach Parker and the rest of the coaches are all wearing those conference championship T-shirts. This was well-earned, Coach. There wasn't that long ago this team was winning, this school, I should say, was winning 1 game a season here in this oh, man.
Newton and Norwalk are headed to a 3rd overtime. It's tied at 96. Wow.
Well, I mean, we're not going off the air until that's a final, just so we know. But for me, anytime you get a chance to celebrate and cut down nets, you talk about this all the time.
Yeah,
you cut
absolutely.
them down.
You cut them down no matter what, and I think this is a great thing. For the rest of these kids' lives, they'll be able to come back here and know that in 2018 they were Little Hawkeye champions. And it's a long season. And your first and foremost goal was to win the conference, and you did that tonight. No matter what happens between Norwalk and Newton or us and Indianola or whatever, a co-championship is still a championship. Obviously, you want to win it outright, and hopefully Newton pulls that win out, but you always cut the net when you get a chance.
We talk about that as they're lining up exactly how they're going to do this as they're surveying it. Of course, the entire crowd from Oskaloosa is on the floor and enjoying the celebration of tonight's win on a Tuesday night. This was the last doubleheader between the girls and the boys as Tanner DeCock is going to make the first. Let's go ahead and take a look at him up there on the ladder, if we can, as Tanner, if guys in the control panel can get a look at Tanner. There he is. And he is cutting the net down.
And this is a kid who's a 4-year starter. His freshman year, Pella beat us by 70.
In his freshman year, Oskaloosa won 1 conference game.
And we're cutting nets down, beating Pella at home. Good for him and his family.
Absolutely. Let's get those seniors up there as Jared Cruz are going to, Jared Cruz is going to go back up there. This is awesome to see. Like I mentioned, the freshman year for these guys as part of this program, they went 1-13 in this conference. And they are going to, at worst, be 12-2, potentially 13-1. How about that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Anyways, let's go final stats as you see some of these guys cutting nets down. There's Tucker Nunakoven going up there and grabbing his bit of the net. 21 points for Jared Cruz to go along with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. 5 for 5 at the line as well for him. Also in double figures, 15 points for Spencer Tucker, including a huge three-pointer that was knocked down late in the game. He also had 3 rebounds and 4 assists. And Cole Henry, he was the catalyst for everything Oskaloosa did as Spencer Tucker knocks this down. Gets the netting down. Cole Henry, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 6 big assists, as well as 1 steal. Also in the scoring column, 8 points for Xavier Foster, including a couple of big free throws late. He also had 5 rebounds and 2 assists, including 1 huge block shot here.
Yeah, I thought late he got really active, and that was big.
Nick Harrington cutting down his piece of the net. Looking at also Tanner DeCock with 5 big points and 2 points for Tucker Nunakoven as well tonight. Pella didn't turn the ball over in the second half, Coach, so it was a little bit of a challenge Oskaloosa defensively to try to keep Pella away from continuing to challenge them. And the shots were getting Gustafson at 15. DeYoung was making an impact down low. He had 14 with 6 rebounds. Shetterly finished with 12 points and 5 assists. This team, those 3 will be back next year. This isn't going to be an easy team to get by a third time if you have to see them in district or sub-state play.
Yeah, and you've got the 2 younger Warner kids back, too. Pella's going to be good. Pella's going to be real good. And like I told you before, this is the Pella team that I predicted from the beginning of the season. And for their sake, I hope they can keep it going.
Coach Schulte's the right coach.
Yeah, he is. And that's not hard to, or that's a very difficult thing following Coach Core.
Yes.
But I think good things are on the horizon for them.
Well, we'll keep it here while we're seeing some of the Oskaloosa players cutting down nets. Ryan Yates, the entire crowd is here cheering these guys on as they're cutting these nets down. Coach, you know what this feeling's like.
I know what it's like, but I don't know what it's like this. I mean, this team has been a traveling rock star. Like I don't know, like G Unit back in the day, and so many people travel to the games. So many people pack this place every night. This has been a very fun environment all year long, and the kids have supplied a product of basketball that's just been fantastic. It's fun to watch. We got the Dunkometer at 53.
What high school gym has a Dunkometer? We
got Spencer Tucker shooting from half court. I mean, we got a lot of fun things going on here, and the community has backed them the whole way. So this is a fun moment for me personally. As a father, it's a dream come true for me and my son. He's cut a lot of nets down as the William Penn ball boy, but for him to get his own, this is a pretty big moment for me, my wife, and my family.
Big X-Man grabbing his piece of the net. You're wearing it in the ear. You're carrying it around.
You've seen it on TV.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
seen it at William
Put it
Penn
in the hat if you get the championship hats.
Yeah, the NCAA tournament. You've seen it on TV. You know what you're doing.
You know what? I just absolutely, I love that the community has rallied around this team so much. Obviously, the product, as you talked about, is undeniable. I mean, who wouldn't want to come and watch basketball this fun? But at the same time, it's gotten challenging, Coach, the last couple of weeks. The grind of this season and this conference play makes it very difficult as these guys continue to cut down nets to celebrate and reap the benefits of this. And I know they have another conference game left against Indianola on the road. They have another game here at home against Sheraton. But when they get into postseason play, they know what's expected of them. They know that the spotlights will be on. And how far this team goes is all predicated on what they've learned in these last couple of weeks with all these close games they're having to sweat out.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think there's a lot of teams in Class 3A that beat Pella tonight.
I would agree with that.
You have to be pretty special to beat how they played tonight because they've got size, they've got strength, and those 2 kids were shooting the heck out of it. So hats off to Oskaloosa. And yes, like you said, they're seasons with 3 close games in a row where they've had to execute down the stretch or do something to pull it out in the end. And, now you've been in that situation 3 times, and the first Newton game and the game at Dubuque Wallace. So 5 times you've been in super tight games.
And you've won 3 of them.
Right.
Last year, remember how many close games we had, and we lost them all.
It was like 7 out of 9.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough as the assistant coaches. For the guys like Randy Howard and Nick Eversmeyer who've helped build this program with Coach Parker, I mean, Coach, my first taste of Oskaloosa basketball was the end of a 1-21 season. So to see this to me, I knew with a 15-9 team last year that we were on the road to being a great team this year, but this is something I didn't think I'd ever see.
You said it best. Randy Howard, Nick Eversmeyer, DeJuan Foster, Coach Parker have done a really good job
Brian
this year.
Keim.
Brian Keim. And I think one of the things that they've done is they've really let the kids open up, and they've really made them execute. This year they execute so much better than they did last year, and part of that's kids just being older, but a lot of it is the coaches holding them responsible for stuff like that, and it's just been a fun time.
We get
the team manager.
Yep. Cole's over there helping him out. This is awesome, man. I've seen it in your gym plenty of times, but I didn't think I'd ever see it over here. I'll be honest with you. So, and maybe the loudest ovation here for the team manager is, and for Coach Parker, he'll wrap this thing up and cut the last, and he is pumped. Good for him. Good for this team. Good for this program. Good for this school. We talk about it as he finishes up the net, and he is pumped. Coach Parker. I love to see that kind of emotion. A young John Henry probably had that kind of a reaction too. Now it's more of like, okay, we're cutting another nets down. Everybody get your nets.
It's always special. It's always special. Now, the only thing now is you enjoy this tonight. Tomorrow you talk about how this cutting the net down was the warm-up. This was the practice. We want to cut it down going to Wells Fargo. And then after you do that, you say, that was the second practice of winning the state title. And, I don't talk about that much. Let's get there and see what happens. But we've got a long ways to go. We got 2 regular season games left.
You might see this team again.
You might see this team again. Hopefully not.
Well, I mean, a third time trying to beat this team after what we saw tonight?
Yeah, would be difficult.
Especially if it's a neutral site game, Coach.
I do like our chances, though, because, I don't know if they can play any better than they did tonight.
That's true.
Even if it's at a neutral site, I like our chances from here on out to win all of them, to be honest with you. Up until Wells Fargo, and then from there I'd have to see the draw and all that. But I like our chances against Indianola, Sheraton, and then in our district, I like it all.
Coach Henry, it was so fun being up here for you to experience this.
Absolutely.
Any legitimate update here?
Norwalk up 4 with 3:06 left.
Okay. Well,
hey, a special shout out to Wade Steinlage, who's been dropping the knowledge for the Newton-Norwalk game.
Yeah, huge.
All right, I'm going to go. Coach Parker's right here.
Hey, Coach Henry, we appreciate it. We'll take a quick break and have Coach Parker right after this. We'll take a short break, I should say. Oski wins 65-56, cut the net down. We'll be back after this right here on the No Coast Network.
Layton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Layton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Layton State Bank, serving you from Layton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc.
Member FINRA.
We're back here in the Crow's Nest. Emery Songer joined now by Oskaloosa head basketball coach on the boys' side, Coach Ryan Parker. Coach, first off, congratulations on the big win and at least a share of the Little Hawkeye Conference Championship. Tell us how it felt going into that locker room and talking to the guys after the win.
You know, we didn't play very well, but in the end, the win's a win. And it's the first time in school history they won the Little Hawkeye Conference. And I can't remember what year they got in it. Our last conference title at Oskaloosa was 1996, which was there in the South Central. So this is not only an accomplishment, it's quite an accomplishment for Oskaloosa High School.
So, first game against Pella on the road, it didn't feel like you played all that well, but you were still able to blow them out with a 27-point win. Here tonight, this team looks very different. Now, I have to ask you this on a coaching standpoint. We'll talk more about the celebration in a second, but for this team, you may see them a third time yet. I know you guys still have to figure that out, how that's all going to work out, but what was different from them this time than the first time?
I thought they're more aggressive. I thought the guards were more aggressive, straight line drives to the rim and stuff. I thought they really executed their high pick and roll well. Our help side wasn't there, and it's just stuff we haven't seen. We got tape on it, and we'll get better because, I decided in our locker room, one of our worst things we did all year is probably win a bunch of games by a lot of points early, because we talked about it as coaches and even to our kids. This is uncharted territory for us. We've won a lot of games this year, but we don't know how to respond to this. And so every time we go into situations like this, we get so much better, and we will continue to get better.
All right, so with a 9-point win here, you clinched at least a share of the Little Hawkeye Conference Championship. We just mentioned that. But when you go into the locker room, what do you say to the guys? What's the energy like? Not only did you just beat your arch rival at home, but you clinch at least a share of the conference title, maybe an outright conference title. Who knows what's happening in Newton now. And then you come out here and you're able to cut down the nets and celebrate with the community. What was the message to the guys after the game?
How uncharted territory this is. We want to win conference outright. We still have the chance. It was one of our last messages in there is, do you go into Indianola and just think, all right, we're conference champs already? Or do you go into Indianola and say, we're outright conference champs? I think there's a difference, and that's what we're going to continue to preach all week long.
Yeah, Indianola did catch Norwalk. That is that's the difference in the conference right now at this point. But last question for you, Coach. I know you still have a couple of regular season games left. You mentioned the Indianola. You got Sheraton next week. But you're going to go into that meeting tomorrow, and you're going to talk about the seeding, and we know exactly potentially what challenge could lie ahead for you. What is going to be kind of the emphasis in practices as you get down to the nitty-gritty the next week or so?
I think our transition game's got to get better. For some reason, it's really slowed down. Our post defense has got to get better. Really, just our movement and execution on offense got to get better. I really think, and you call me crazy, I really think our guys just, you house somebody by 27, you house people all the time, and all of a sudden everything should be easy. And that's not the case, because teams are going to, the target's so big on your back, the teams are going to give you your best shot.
Coach Parker, congratulations.
I got the coughs, man.
You deserve it. You've been yelling all night long. Congratulations. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will be seeing you on Friday.
I appreciate it, Emily.
All right, we'll take a short break. Come back, wrap it up after this on the No Coast Network.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Your final scores tonight. The Oskaloosa girls basketball team falls to Pella 70-32, but there were plenty of positives as part of that game as well. Despite falling down to an early 19-2 lead, Pella was able to kind of coast from there, but Oskaloosa did have some good moments, and they were led by Marley Denberger, who finished the game with 14 points and 4 rebounds. So some good things to build off of there for the Oskaloosa girls. On the other side of things for the boys, it wasn't easy. Pella kept coming back at the Indians, but Oskaloosa was able to get clutch late. A couple of big buckets. Spencer Tucker hit a 3. Xavier Foster got a lane on a great pass from Cole Henry, and then clutch free throws to ice the ball game. Oski goes 10 for 10 from the line of the game to get themselves a 65-56 win over their arch rival Dutch. Now Oskaloosa will take a couple of days break. They, of course, are at least a share on the boys' side of a conference championship in the Little Hawkeye Conference for the first time in school history. They're going to be looking to build off of that when they come back on Friday, as they will be on the road against Indianola. Indianola High School has allowed us to do video from there. We'll have our entire rig and have it set up and hopefully be able to give you some video from Indianola High School as the final conference matchup of the season. The girls round out their regular season to start things off at 6:15. The boys will follow, and that will be starting with the broadcast at 6 o'clock on all of our platforms. 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, radio KMZN.com with the live video, MCG Channel 7 with the live video in Oskaloosa, as well as the KMZN mobile app with our live audio. Now, if you're looking for basketball in Oskaloosa, tomorrow at Penn Gymnasium, the William Penn University Statesmen on both the men's and women's side will host Peru State. The women have been on a roll of late. They are 17-5. The men, obviously unanimous number one in the nation in NAIA Division I. They will be hosting Peru State, one of two teams who have beaten them so far this season. And again, William Penn men are coming off of a loss on Saturday at home against Graceland, so they'll be an angry team, and we'll see how they respond coming up on Wednesday night. Our broadcast will start around 5:15. You can hear it live starting right around then with the tip-off for the women's game at 5:30. On top of that, we'll have also, if you're interested in more of our area high school sports, it will be on 104.9 FM KBOE, South by South Central, starting around 5:10 on KBOE as well. I'd like to thank Coach John Henry for joining me as part of the commentary tonight. I'd like to thank Titus Ledsring, our director in the No Coast Network studios, is, of course, Kenny Jones. Big thanks to the entire Oskaloosa video production program led by Kim Guile. And we'd like to thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you for joining us on what has been a fantastic night for Oskaloosa. Again, the girls fall short on a 70-32 final score, but the Oskaloosa boys clinch a share of the Little Hawkeye Conference title with a 65-56 victory. You heard it and watched it all right here on the No Coast Network.
This has been Oskaloosa Indians basketball action on the No Coast Network.
Brought to you by Mahaska, Bank Iowa, Clow Valve Company, Kelly Style Insurance, Oskaloosa Area Chamber, Petrito Orthodontics, Hawkeye Real Estate, Swim Sports, Awards and Screen Printing, Raymond James Financial Services, William Penn University, Fairway, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Roxburt's Decorating Center, Pella Printing, Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Robert Auld Investments, and Mahaska Drug.
This has been a presentation of the No Coast Network.